Nearly a third of workers admit to sabotaging their company's AI systems. Now, this could explain a few things, including that most companies end up losing money upon implementing AI. In fact, 95 to 98% of companies end up not seeing a return. And I don't think they considered the human factor, and that may include lowering people's paychecks in order to afford said AI systems. Now, in theory, research has shown that implementing artificial intelligence as well as robotics in place of human workers will eventually save you some money, possibly with a huge upfront cost. We actually already know that automation can save a lot of time and a lot of production costs. In fact, we've seen that with basically all clothing manufactured today. After you've even paid the money to implement automation, you then have to maintain it, and that can be extraordinarily expensive, although we have made great strides when it comes to robotics. Now, robots can cost on the low end from $8,000 all the way to hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the US, kind of sort of banning humanoid robots from other countries probably isn't going to help the cost. I'm not arguing if that's reasonable or not. Security concerns are, valid. I'm not entirely sure that humanoid robots are even the way to go. I mean, they make sense intuitively, considering a lot of our labor has been shaped around something that looks like a person. I'm not even mad at the concept of humanoid robots taking over factory labor. I mean, that is a place that has a huge amount of exploitation for people, but they're gonna have to get a lot better. Even if we ignore how expensive robotics are, even if we assume that it would actually save money for companies that may pay people 2 cents a day or less, we don't really know what's going to happen when we put that many people out of work, because who is going to buy the products that they make? This has been an argument in the automotive field for a very long time. Workers should be able to afford the products that they are creating. As it turns out, people really don't like being underpaid while AI is implemented at a huge cost. And AI needs to be monitored and maintained. Employees have to use it, and you've left a huge gap for people to sabotage the AI. Now, a third of people admitting to it means that number is probably higher. And that goes anywhere from feeding them sensitive information to bad information, hamstringing them, or just trying to avoid using them at all. This is only one side of it. Those figures for how much money AI will theoretically save you doesn't seem to consider the human factor on either side, because people really don't want to talk to an AI either. AI is even taking the job of AI scammers. Yeah, every call center job is pretty much going to artificial intelligence, and the technology is getting better, but some people really aren't familiar with it at all. Those people are quite vulnerable, and we are talking about a machine that has been trained on manipulation, and we've seen this in a variety of fields. AI is just better at convincing people of things, and people tend to trust AI, which, in my opinion, is a mistake. I am not going to sit here and say that all artificial intelligence is bad. I think it has some really great applications, like detecting cancer in scientific research. It is fantastic at finding patterns in noisy data, something that humans would never be able to do. It can also work around the clock. It doesn't get tired. In those applications, it's frickin' fantastic for things that are just unsafe for humans. Same for robotics, but the way we have applied it, I'm not a fan. I am tired of seeing AI pictures everywhere, especially in news stories. I'm tired of not being able to trust each other, or having to check to see if a band is real or not. I'm also not the biggest fan of us having actually made dead internet theory into a reality. I would like to remind you, I am in fact, a person. I know we can't really trust these things any longer, but I hope you've enjoyed this. I will keep you up to date. You have no choice. Follow for more.